The seven quantities. Do you remember the seven fundamental quantities? Please write down those quantities in the chat box, everyone. Please write down those quantities in the chat box, everyone. Please put all quantities in one message, that would be better. If you write all separately, then everyone is answering, it won't be possible for me to see. Please write all quantities in one message, everyone. Whichever quantities you remember, you write them in one message. Alright, so I think many of you have been able to remember, very good. So the quantities are length, mass, time, thermodynamic temperature, electric current, amount of substance and luminous intensity. Okay? Alright, so those are the seven fundamental quantities. Now we are going to talk about a few derived units. Okay, so just that you would get an idea of how to find out the derived units, or in any case. Let's take a simple example. Suppose you think of speed, right? I did explain about speed last time as well. Roughly speaking, speed can be written as distance traveled upon time taken. Correct? Roughly speaking, speed is distance traveled upon time taken. So if we use this, then we can get the derived unit for speed as meter per second. Alright, everyone? Do you remember this? Derived unit for speed would be meter per second. Clear or not clear? Keep interacting, everyone. That way I will know whether you have learned it or not. Speed is, like I said, the unit of speed, meter per second, or you can write it like this also. You can write it like this as well, right? So this is one of the derived units. Like this, there are so many. There are so many derived units, right? Okay, the list is very big. Let's just have a look at a few. So now let's think of momentum. Okay, I'm sure in 9th standard you have studied about momentum. Anyone remembers formula of momentum? P equal to, anyone remembers formula of momentum? P equal to, momentum, P is equal to mv. Very good. Well done, everyone. Momentum is mv, where m is mass and v is velocity or speed, right? So here, what will be the unit of this? Let's find out. M kg. Mass, SI unit of mass, kg. I hope that is clear. And SI unit for speed. See, this is the SI unit for speed. Why is it SI unit? Because meter is SI unit and second is also SI unit. So if I multiply mass unit with speed unit, did you understand the final unit that we get? The final unit that we get for momentum is kg meter per second. Understood? Is this clear, everyone? Clear or not clear? No, not clear. Don't worry. Let's take a few more examples. You will understand it better. Acceleration. Okay, roughly speaking, acceleration is change of speed by time. Roughly speaking, acceleration is change of speed by time. So speed has what unit? Meter per second. Okay, I hope that is clear. Speed has unit meter per second. Now time has what unit? Second. Okay. So when we will divide these two, what do we get? We get m upon s square. Clear? M upon s square is clear. M upon s square is clear. And m upon s square means m s raised to minus 2. Okay, I hope you are not surprised by this. This is in fact the reason why I gave you that power related homework the very first day. Alright, so 1 upon s square is s raised to minus 2. Fine. Okay, so you see this is one more derived unit. This is one more derived unit. Again, we are deriving all these units from fundamental units or the base units, right? Like meter is the base unit, second is also base unit. When you combine these two, we are getting a new unit for acceleration, and that is the derived unit. Understood? Let's try one more. Now let's try one more. Force. F equal to ma. I am sure you know this formula. F equal to ma, right? So what's the unit of mass? What's the unit of mass, everyone? SI unit of mass. SI unit of mass. M for mass. What is the unit of mass? Unit બધા ધડાધડ આવડવા જોયો, વાર ન લાગવી જોઈએ. kg. Very good. kg. And what is the unit for acceleration? We just derived it. So let's multiply. So kg meter per second square. This is the unit of force. Understood? kg meter per second square. Those who have understood, please raise your hand. That way I will be able to count how many of you have understood. Can you please raise your hand if you have understood? Those who have understood, please raise your hand. And those who have doubt may ask in the chat box. Others may please put your hand down. Those who have doubt may please ask in the chat box. What's your doubt about this? Others may put their hand down. Okay, so no questions asked. Right, that means it is clear. Right, everyone, I'd like to remind you, whenever you have a question, you should definitely ask. Okay, don't let the doubt go ahead, because listen to this carefully. In physics, everything is in sequence. That is, this chapter will help you in the next chapter. Next chapter will help you in the third one. Like that, it will proceed. Okay. Alright, it's not like English where one lesson is completely different from another lesson. Got it? Everything is in sequence. So it's like if you remain absent for 15 days and you come back, you're not going to understand anything anymore. Right? Okay, so please be very punctual with your word and be honest, be frank. If you don't get something, no problem. You can ask me a question. It's not like you are insulting me or anything, right? You're just saying that you don't know. That's it. Alright? So please be frank when you want to ask something. I can understand Saleha, but there's not much I can do about it, right? Okay? Lots of internet troubles all around the world, so I can't help it. Well, so these are some derived units. We can definitely do more. Like, let's see the last one. Do you know what is relation between current and charge? Do you know a formula that connects these two? Do you know a formula that connects current with charge? Okay. Millie, listen to the question carefully. I did not ask you what are the units. I told you, do you know a relation between these two? Okay, there have been some questions asked now, okay, by 2 or 3 people. I've read those questions, don't worry. Okay, let me finish this example and then I will clear your doubts. Okay, don't worry. So, current charge, the relation as many of you suggested is I is equal to Q by T, isn't it? Where Q is charge and I is current. Yes or no? And T is time. So now, because current is a fundamental quantity, isn't it? Current is in that list of fundamental quantities. If I want to write unit of charge, if I want to write unit of charge, then I'll have to do it by Q is equal to IT. Is that clear? I'll have to write it by Q is equal to IT. Okay. Now, what is unit of I? What is unit of current? What is the unit of current, everyone? What is the unit of current? Ampere. Very good. And what is unit of time? What is unit of time? SI unit only. Second. Very good. Okay. So actually the unit of charge should be ampere second. I repeat. The unit of charge should be ampere second. Ampere into second. Okay. Ampere into second or ampere second. Alright. But you know, sometimes these units, we give them special names based on scientists' name. Right? Have a look here. Unit of force. Although this is right unit, remember, there is nothing wrong with this unit, but this is called Newton. Isn't it? Is that clear? The unit of force. This unit of force is called Newton. Similarly, this unit of charge is called Coulomb. Capital C. Do you know about Coulomb? Have you heard about Coulomb or not? Have you heard about Coulomb? Have you studied that in 10th? Okay. Very good. Right? So like this, sometimes you have different names. Okay, but don't forget, actually whenever someone says Newton, it means this. Similarly, whenever someone says Coulomb, it means this. Okay? Alright? Yeah, now to the questions. Right, so there was a question about addition, okay, addition of numbers with exponents and all that, right? Okay, regarding the homework that you have. Okay, so there was a doubt about it, right? So let me help you with that as well. Okay, so here we are done. So we have got derived units of various kinds. These are some examples. There are hundreds of them. We cannot do all, right? So these are some examples of derived units. Now, a little bit of part 1 last time, very quickly. This is the last time. If you cannot manage, I'm sorry. You are not ready for science. I'll be very clear. Okay. 4.5 into 10 raised to 3 suppose, and if you want to add it with 2.45 into 10 raised to 1, let's say. Suppose you want to add this, then what did I tell you? Take power common. What's the power common? 10 raised to 1 is common. 10 raised to 1. So here you will get 4.5 into 10 raised to 2. That is 100 plus 2.45. Okay. You took the power common. Now multiply this, so this becomes 450. And now you can do simple addition. Basically, addition and subtraction can only be done in the standard form, not scientific notation directly. So now add this. So 452.45 into 10 raised to 1. This is not scientific notation. This is non-scientific notation. So 4.5245 into 10 raised to 3. You shift this point here. Alright, you shift this point here. So it will become 4.52 into 10 raised to 3. So hopefully that doubt has been clear. Alright? Similarly for subtraction. Okay. Now, moving on to the next thing. Moving on to the next thing. Okay. The next topic that we are going to learn now is called dimensional formula. Okay, it is called dimensional formula or simply dimensions. Sometimes people just call it dimensions of a quantity. Dimensions of a quantity or dimensional formula of a quantity. What does this mean? Now let me tell you what is the meaning of this word. Saying dimensional formula or dimensions of a quantity. Saying dimensional formula or dimensions of a quantity means relating a derived quantity. Derived quantity means other quantities except the 7. Relating a derived quantity with fundamental quantity. Okay, if you relate it like that, then it's called a dimensional formula, or we call it dimensions of the quantity. Right? Then it's called dimensional formula or dimensions of the quantity. Okay, can you read on the board? I can see that it's a little blurred. That's why I'm trying to write a little larger handwriting over here. Okay. Well, so let's start with an example. Let's start with an example. Easiest example in the world. Easiest. Have a look. Speed again. Okay, speed is our best choice, right? It's the easiest thing to do all these discussions. We know speed is actually having a simple formula like d by t, where d is a distance or a length. Where d is a distance or length. Correct? And t, d by t, and t is time. Is it fine? So if we use this in form of relating it with quantities, okay, not units. See, slight difference, very minor difference. Instead of talking about units, if we try to write it in form of quantities, then we will realize that I can say that speed is actually some kind of length. L, I am writing L for length. Speed is actually some kind of length divided by some kind of time. Did you understand what I am written here? Did you understand? I am saying speed is some kind of length upon some kind of time. Yes or no? Again, you can raise your hand if it's clear. You know, that allows me to count. In the chat box, if you write, it's okay, but I cannot count that. Okay? If you raise your hand, I can count it immediately that these many people have understood. I repeat, L is for length. Capital T I am writing for time. So I am saying that this is some kind of length. Length or distance are same thing, right? Upon some kind of time. Okay? Well, no, not understood. Others, only 30 of you have understood. That's worrisome for me. Please be frank, be honest, everyone. If you have understood, don't feel lazy. Like I said, interactions are important. How will I know whether you have understood? You are sitting at your home. I can't even see your face. Right? Okay, so you will have to help me to help you. Not understood. That's really difficult to believe. Length L time T. I am writing that kind of symbols. I mean I really find it strange that you have understood this. Okay, so L by T. So writing like this is called dimensional formula. So if someone will say, what is the dimensional formula? What is the dimensional formula of speed? What is the dimensional formula of speed? Then we write it in this manner. Have a look. We put compulsorily square brackets. We put square brackets compulsory. Okay, and write that this is equal to L upon T. But L upon T can be written as L raised to 1 T raised to minus 1. Did you understand? Is this clear? L upon T can be written as L raised to 1 T raised to minus 1. Clear or not clear? Okay, like this you can do it for all. And yes, finally it's a good habit to put this answer also in a square bracket like this. Understood? Put the answer in square bracket like this as well. We can also write d by t or not. Good question. Small v or big v. Basics. Come on people. Speed symbol is small v, never capital V. I repeat, speed symbol is small v, never capital V. Here can we write D? No, you cannot write D. Okay, I'll tell you why. You cannot write D because distance is not the name of quantity. Length is the name of quantity. Read that table, everybody. Read that table. What's there in the table? Length, mass, time, electric current, like that. Okay? Alright? So basically, I know distance and length are the same thing, but here we don't have that freedom. Okay? So, the dimensional symbols, they follow this pattern. You have to follow this compulsorily, everyone. Okay? So, I am making a list of quantities, fundamental quantities, and their dimensional symbol. Okay, so this symbol is not unit. This is symbol to be used in dimensions or dimensional formula. This is symbol to be used in dimensions or dimensional formula. It's not the unit. Okay, do not get confused. Don't worry. Let's do it stepwise here. So this was just one basic example. We are going to do many more. So know the symbols. First one, length. Its dimensional symbol is capital L, like I have used here. Number 2, mass. Its dimensional symbol is capital M, okay, which we have not used yet, we will use it soon. Number 3, time. Its dimensional symbol is capital T. Its dimensional symbol is capital T. Okay, next. Electric current. Its dimensional symbol is capital A. I know it's not E, it's capital A. Alright, it is capital A. Next, temperature or thermodynamic temperature. I am not writing the whole thing, I hope you understood. TMP, temperature. You will not write TMP, you will write temperature. Its symbol for dimensional formula is capital K. Capital K. See, there is no logic behind all this. Let me tell you that. Okay, if you are going to ask me, sir, why is this K? I'll say there is no logic. Right? These are just symbols that have been chosen like that. Okay? And it is also possible that if you do read maybe 5 or 6 different reference books, in some of them some symbols might be different, but that's okay. Meaning does not change, right? Okay, meaning does not change, then we are happy with it. Next, amount of substance. Amount of substance. For that, the dimensional symbol is MOL, same as unit. You see, for this one, and this one, it is same as unit. Do you see that? I can see the video got stuck now. Okay. So I said last that for these three quantities, the dimensional symbol is same as the symbol of unit, isn't it? A was for ampere, K was for Kelvin, and MOL was for mole, right? So these three are just the same. So thankfully you don't have to remember two different things. And last one, again, which we never use, is for luminous intensity. Okay, we never use this again. It's CD only. Okay, again same as the symbol of the unit. Alright, but like I said, we are never going to use this last one. Okay. What is the name of last quantity? Last means, look at the number. Can you tell me? Sorry Nandini, it's not possible to send board work because in physics we have to erase the board 3 or 4 times. Okay? You can take screenshot if you want from your end, or you can get notes from your friends if you are having trouble writing it down. Also, don't depend only on video. I am explaining everything in words. Alright, I am explaining everything that I am writing on the board in words also. So if you will keep listening, I am sure you will get a lot of idea. Okay, but yes, I understand there is always trouble. The board does get blurred many a times. Okay, but there is not much I can do about it. So again, board work will not be sent. You will have to note it down as you study. Okay, so these are the symbols that we have to use for dimensional formula. Remember, these are not units. L is not unit of length, M is not unit of mass, T is not unit of time. Yeah, I know. I can see that.
हेलो प्रज्ञेश भाई શું કે છે માર્કેટ? અરે ભાઈ માર્કેટ ખુલે ત્યારે થોડું આમ તેમ જ.
Okay, I can see the video stuck. We are trying to do it. Just a minute. Formula does remain same, you are right about it, that this is just length upon time or anything, but what dimensional formulas are used for is to relate, like I said, relating the quantity, derived quantity with fundamental. Okay, so what happens is that if you look at the units, you can generally get an idea of what's the relation. But this is one more way for us. To understand what's the relation between some derived quantity and the fundamental or the base quantities like length, mass, time, and all that. Okay. But yes, just one note. This is just a very simple case, probably the simplest case possible. Right? It's going to be that in other complicated cases, the things are not exactly the same. Right? We are going to see that soon. Okay. So now let's take another example.